Here's part 1 of 3, 2, 1 smoking baby back ribs. Here's a smoker, a little bit of snow on it this morning. Just got the fire going. We got to get it up to 185 degrees. We got some wood ready. Yep, that'll make some smoke. Part 1, more to follow. Alright, so here's part 2 of how to smoke ribs. As you can see, I got the ribs laid out in this pan here. And it's very important to get this membrane off right here. See that? I'll show you here. We're going to pause it and I'll show you how to do it. So we got the birthday girl right now helping me film, but what you do is I take the back of a fork or a spoon and I just keep on working it back. You get it so far and you can actually pull that right off of there. And it gets that membrane off that. See how it comes off? It makes for a little more tender rib. I mean, it makes them really good. You don't want to be eating this anyways. I mean, I'm sure it won't hurt you, but yeah. We've got 4 racks we're going to be doing here. So this is part 2 and more to come. So part 3 of smoking these baby back ribs. We got Serenity right here, patting them dry right now. Say hi, Serenity. And what we're going to do is coat them with mustard, so that the seasoning we're going to put on them, it'll stick kind of a little bit better, kind of like a base. And mustard's a good one to use for that. We're going to use, it's kind of a twisted up recipe here. It's called Twisted O Texas Bold Brisket Rub. Found it in the cabinet. I don't know how old it is, but I'm sure it'll work fine. Just trying to use up old stock. You know, you got Chef Jeff here, and he's about ready to use anything. He also, you know, every once in a while, we will use this thing called Slap Your Mama. Yoo-hoo. Oh, yeah. So, over and out. Part 4, we're rubbing the mustard in right now before we flip them over again to put the seasoning on. You want to make sure you do this to both sides. Okay, we got first side mustard and seasoned. We're going to flip it over and do the same to the other side. Smoker's at about 100 degrees right now. So over and out. Part 5 on how to smoke ribs. The racks are in the silver pans. A couple half racks in a few of the pans. Single racks and the bigger racks from the single ones. Anyways, let's go check the temperature of the smoker. So we're walking out to the smoker here. And you can see the smoke just coming out of there pretty good. See what the temperature is at. You know, it's not as much as I'd like it to be, but we'll get there. Okay, here's part 7 on how to smoke ribs. Our temperature is holding about 175. We took them out of the pans. I don't know. I'm going to put them back in the pans here in a little bit. But I just didn't think it was getting enough heat. Maybe I was wrong. Anyways, we're going to see how this turns out. We got about an hour of this thing. Then we're going to put them back in the pans, wrap the pans. And we got a different seasoning we're going to put on them then. So stay tuned. Okay, here's part 8 on how to smoke ribs. As you can see, I put the ribs back in the pans. A little bit of apple juice in the bottom, about a cup per rack. Sprinkled about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and 3 tablespoons of butter on each one. We're going to let it sit like this for about an hour, and then we're going to cover them with tin foil. And then once we cover them with tin foil, we'll probably do it for another 2 hours. But stand by for Chef Jeff's favorite recipe. Part 9 of how to smoke ribs. As you can see, I've got the tin foil on them. From here, we're going to go about another 2, maybe even 3 hours. We're going to try to get the smoker up to 225. This tin foil is going to hold all those juices in for us and just make for a tender meal. Those Bodos are going to love this. Okay, here's part 10 on how to smoke ribs. We got our temperature about 2 1/4, maybe a little bit higher than that, 235. Pretty good if you ask me. We're going to come over here and check our wood. So this is where we got our wood at. It Looks like it's doing pretty good. We're gonna keep that in there. So Chef Jeff thinks it's doing fabulous. So stay tuned, and the next video is gonna be hilarious. Here we go with part 11. I just put wood in there. Put a couple pieces in there. Our temperature's holding at about 225, just about perfect. You know, we are cooking pork in here, so you know, what do you think? 99% of the pigs ask for their hamburgers, on their hamburgers. It's called Piggles. Over and out. Chef Jeff. Okay, here's part 12, maybe part 13, I can't remember, but we're opening her up. We're gonna test one of these. Here, hon, hold the phone for us, your video. That's Serenity. We're just gonna take it off the middle one. Oh my goodness, look at that. They're fall apart and look at that, off the bone. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Put the lid on. They are like, oh, you gotta shut that off. I gotta eat this. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Over and out, Chef Jeff at his best. All right, here's part 13 to how to smoke your baby back ribs. We open up the door. I did take 2 of the racks out of them so far, out of the pans, because they were ready. Basted them with barbecue sauce, and now we're going to do this for about an hour. These other 2 weren't quite ready. They were on the north side, and they just weren't getting the heat they should have. So I put them on the south side, and they're probably going to be ready in about a half hour. But we do have these ones basted already, and let me tell you, fall off the bone, finger licking good. I mean, Colonel Sanders, watch out. Chef Jeff here, over and out. Here we are, part 14 on how to smoke baby back ribs. You know, we're about 210 right now. The wind picked up out here. It's still snowing. Yep, it's warm. It's not sticking very good. We lost about 2 inches already, but you know, the ribs are doing fine. The temperature's not like I would like it, but you know, in the last few minutes, hours, I have taken the ribs and put them in there, the ones that are done. These ones just need a little bit more time. Those were the ones on the north side. So I just opened it fast because I didn't want to let all the heat out. You can see it drop down just a little bit. But you know, that's not going to make a big difference. So anyways, Chef Jeff at your service. Over and out, good buddy. Step 15, that's where you eat these ribs. It comes after you smoke them. But this is Chef Jeff. We got our family here getting ready to eat these delicious ribs. And we're just letting you know, if you like us, hit that like button. And stay tuned for the next thing. You never know what we're going to be cooking next. So, over and out.
No, full cover.
Chef Jeff.